Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, welcome to Rensselaer and Houston Fieldhouse for today's matchup between the Eagles of Boston College and your Engineers of Rensselaer. And now let's meet today's starting lineups. First, the visitors from Boston College, starting in the goal, number 30, Thatcher Demko. At left defense, number 4, Teddy Doherty. At right defense is number 6, Steve Santini. The starting forwards for Boston College, at left wing, number 28, Miles Wood. The starting center for the Eagles, number 26, Austin Cangelosi. And at right wing, number 11, Chris Kalnin. The rest of the Boston College Eagles, their head coach, Jerry York. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Engineers of RPI. Starting in the goal, a senior from Winnipeg, Manitoba, number 33, Jason Castor. On defense, a sophomore from Calgary, Alberta, number 13, Jared Wilson. At right defense, a junior from Edina, Minnesota, number 2, Parker Reno. Starting forwards for the Engineers at left wing, he's a sophomore from Paramus, New Jersey, number 25, Drew Melanson. At center for the Engineers, a freshman from Qualicum Beach, British Columbia, number 11, Evan Terranese. And at right wing, a sophomore from Edina, Minnesota, number 23, Lou Nanny. Your junior engineer, Angelo Fudo. The rest of the Engineers, their head coach is Seth Appert. Assistant coaches, Brian Vines and Nolan Graham. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise for the playing of the Canadian National Anthem. And now, the Rensselaerics will perform the national anthem of the United States of America.
club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of men's and women's ice hockey, football, and baseball. We'd also like to mention WRPI is on the World Wide Web. Point your browser to www.rpi.org.
WRPI.org.
That's what I said.
No, you said RPI.org.
Oh, WRPI.org. And you
sending to the wrong place.
And you can hear our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As we like to say, as long as we are out on the ether of the air, we will have a broadcast at www.wrpi.org.
20 minutes are on the board here at the Houston Fieldhouse. It'll be Boston College going left to right, RPI right to left across your radio dial in this first period of play. The officials for today, Scott Wheeler and Chip McDonald are the referees. Mike Emanation and Adam Wood are the linesmen. So we have a Wood on RPI, a Wood on Boston College, and a Wood as a linesman. Common last name here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Also two Fitzgeralds for Boston College. Boston College coming in 1-0 under head coach Jerry York. RPI is 0-1 under head coach Seth Appert. Just a reminder, this is WRPI Troy with engineer hockey from the Houston Fieldhouse. Kurt Stutt, Ed DeGarian on the call for you. Center ice face-off. Tyrannies was out there for RPI. Doesn't win the face-off. Boston College controls. Moving up through the neutral zone. Casey Fitzgerald sends it off the boards. Goes into the RPI zone. Miles Wood for Boston College is back there. Gets it on a stick. Now has it poke checked away by Tyrannies. Puck in the corner. Moved around to the far ice side. Engineers tied up along the boards. Boston College is in there. They'll dump it back down behind the net. Townend can't get there in time. Engineers have the puck. Tyrannies, his first shift on the ice as a collegiate player, seeing the puck a lot early in today's game. Reno over to the near ice side. Gets it back again from along the boards from Jared Wilson. Engineers will go to the right-hand side, now up into the neutral zone where it was moved along by Melanson. Shot from the neutral zone as RPI is taking a dump in is saved by Thatcher Demko. He's the starting goaltender for Boston College. Jason Kasdorf starting in net for RPI. Boston College gets the blue line, dumps the puck into the RPI zone. It's been there most of this early first period. White had it on his stick, sent it behind the net, turns it over to the RPI Engineers. Engineers on the far side just barely get it up ahead to Bradley in the neutral zone. He sends it off to the side of the net. Puck goes along far ice boards, now back behind the net. Along the far ice boards again. Backhand pass gets kicked around and moved up and into the neutral zone. Casey Fitzgerald fell down and couldn't get a play on that. Engineers dump it the other way. Taken by McCaution. He sends it into the neutral zone. Boston College crosses the blue line. Shot from the far side is saved by Kasdorf, and we have the first whistle of the game.
I think both teams just trying to feel each other out. The puck was spent more time in the RPI net, but RPI didn't hit in the RPI zone. But RPI didn't panic and got the puck out. They even got the first shot on goal. 18:32 left to play in the first. No score. RPI and BC.
Sanford against Schrader on the face-off to the right of Kasdorf. Puck goes over to the far ice side. Tuck had it, tried to move it down ice. BC gets it back along the blue line. Puck goes into the near corner. Eagles, Bracco in the corner. Nobody along the half boards. BC trying to cycle in the corner now. Engineers, Bourbonnais trying to dig it out. Goes back to the blue line. Jake, pardon me, that's not, yep, that is Jake. Travis Jake with the shot that misses the net. Puck goes to the neutral zone. BC gets it back again. Misplay. Bracco doesn't get the pass in the neutral zone. BC, though, gets the puck back again and sends it in. Tuck goes into the corner looking for it. Engineer falls down. Won't be a call on that. I think there was one guy in the crowd who wanted it. Jake gets the puck, sends it into the faceoff circle. Gloved down there by Sanford, and his backhand shot was weak and didn't make it in on net. Another backhand shot from near the blue line is saved by Kasdorf.
Oh, good awareness by Jason Kasdorf. Not really letting up any rebounds. RPI, BC obviously a little faster on the ice than RPI is. So it's important that Kasdorf doesn't let in any rebounds. 17:44 left to play in the first. No score. RPI BC.
Brown on the faceoff for BC, wings it. Fulton was his opposite in the faceoff circle. A shot gets deflected. Puck comes over to the near side. Another shot misses the net. It went off Nanny as it was off to the side of the net. BC trying to get to the puck, keep it in the zone, can't. It's just pushed out of the zone by Fulton. Back in the RPI zone. Engineers playing a lot of this first 2.5 minutes in their own side of the ice. It's definitely not the way they want this game to go. BC tries to steal the puck along the boards. Knocked back to the neutral zone. Eagles find themselves onside into the faceoff circle, trying to find a man in the slot, but it was just poked away from Gaudreau. Puck goes into the near corner. Engineers have it along the boards. Moore into the neutral zone. Moore has it, centers it for Fulton. Fulton in the slot, takes a shot that deflects, goes behind the net. Fulton gets it off the backboards, brings it around to the near ice side, back out to the point. Bradley's shot, and I don't think Demko got a piece of that one. It just goes off to the far ice boards from the backboards. BC into the face-off circle, able to just push it ahead, get it up to Dudek, and he gets it towards the red line, dumps it into the RPI zone. Not enough for icing. No score here first period. Krapavesa is back in his own zone, plays back and forth. Now into the neutral zone, Melanson fed back to the BC zone. BC's going to break it the other way, but broken up, and BC was actually offsides. I was waiting for that whistle. They were offsides on the play.
Yeah, it was a good defensive play anyway, but BC was offside. 16:27 left to go to first. If you're familiar with college hockey and BC especially, you might be familiar with the name Goudreau. They had a famous Goudreau that's now in the NHL. That is not Johnny Goudreau. It is Matthew Goudreau for BC.
Face off in the neutral zone. Taken by the Engineers along the blue line. Trying to move down ice was Tyrannies. Gets it back at the BC blue line. On Engineers, this is real tough slogging through the neutral zone right now. They're not getting a lot of space out there. Pass goes off the back of an Eagle player. The Engineers, just way too many passes in the slot. Nobody gets a shot off that opportunity. Somebody's got to pull the trigger on those. You may not get another one for a long time against this team. BC now plays it off the glass into the RPI zone. Man taken down in the corner. Won't be a penalty on that as the Engineers have it. Prapavesis up into the neutral zone. BC player gets dumped there, but RPI doesn't get the puck, and the Eagles try to counterattack. In the neutral zone, and we've got a penalty coming up now. Did RPI touch up on that?
Yeah, that is going to be the big hit. It's going to be an interference call. 15:42 left to play in the first. RPI and BC scoreless. It was a touch and go. I do agree with the call, as it was a little late. The RPI defender was trying to get to the bench to make a line change, but 15:42 left to play in the first, and it's going to be on Tyrannies.
Tyrannies in the box. White wins the faceoff for BC. BC 2 for 10 on power play so far. Here, shot from the blue line, deflects and is saved by Kasdorf. BC behind the net, over to the far side, faceoff circle, and near ice faceoff circle, shot saved Kasdorf. It pops up, comes down, and that was a Ryan Fitzgerald shot saved by Kasdorf.
Yeah, difficult save for Kasdorf, sliding across the crease. And the shot was actually a little bit behind him. He just corralled it with the top part of his stick and down into his pads to prevent the rebound. 15:25 left to play in the first, no score.
White can't win the faceoff this time for BC, and RPI clears it to the neutral zone. Stopped there right at the red line by a Casey Fitzgerald. BC trying to gear this one up. They got a minute and a half left on this power play. Weave into the zone. Ryan Fitzgerald back to the blue line. Shot, and looking for a deflection out front by Gilmore, but it goes into the far corner off Kasdorf. Buck along the far half board, centering pass. Engineers don't clear it out. Had an opportunity. Savage stops it at the blue line. BC down low for Gilmore. Gilmore gets hit. Engineers can't clear it out. Back to Savage. Over to the far faceoff circle. Shot, and that gets off somebody's stick. Never makes it in on net. Along to the near half boards. Into the corner. BC back out towards the point. Engineers get a stick on it, and they get it past Savage, and the puck goes down ice. BC changing up the power play unit. 50 seconds left on the man advantage. No score here. RPI versus Boston College. Eagles start the rush down ice. Doherty into the neutral zone. Gets it up ahead. Tuck had it near the blue line, but he was offsides on the play, so that'll stop play.
14:25 left to play first. No score. RPI and BC. 43 seconds left to go in Tyrannies' penalty for RPI, and BC just trying to get one last rush and just offsides.
Sanford on the face-off against Bubella. Goes into the RPI zone. Behind the net. BC stops it from going out at the point. Engineers tried to clear it around the boards. Couldn't. Eagle, center point, down low. Near face-off circle shot saved by Kasdorf. McCaustin was found wide open in the face-off circle. BC back out to the far point. Along the boards, Bracco, top of the face-off circle, sends it down low. And fanning in the face-off circle was Sanford. And the Engineers try to get a 2-on-1 the other way. It's going to devolve into a 2-on-2. Now a shot saved by The goaltender, Demko, Engineers get it out front as that was a combination of Jake Wood and Schrader trying to move the puck down ice in a 2-on-1, which became a 2-on-2. They did get a shot off. Power play has expired here at the Fieldhouse. Back to 5-a-side. BC still in control. And a tip in front of Kasdorf by Sanford is saved by Kasdorf. He's had to come up big in today's game already, as BC has gotten people right out in front of him. Again, we're 5-a-side here at the Fieldhouse, no score. 13:25 to go in the first period, RPI versus BC. Into the neutral zone, Chris Brown gets it towards the slot, sends a puck into the near ice corner. The ice is really tilted towards the RPI defensive zone right now. Engineers behind the net, keep it away from Goudreau. RPI. Liljegren feeds it up into the neutral zone. Engineers, Bell in the faceoff circle. His shot, Demko gloves it and holds on.
Actually, what a move by Zach Schrader on the tail end of the power play. Almost coming with the shorthanded goal. Took a shot in on Thatcher Demko, who let up a big, fat, juicy rebound back to Zach Schrader, and Schrader just couldn't put it in the back of the net. Good defensive work by BC. Excellent work by Zach Schrader. 13:05 left to play in the first. No score, RPI and BC.
Rare face-off back in the BC zone to the left of Demko. Goudreau on the face-off against Jake Wood. Engineers win it back to the point. Shot saved by Demko. I think that hit somebody along the way. Something with somebody. It was a Hampton shot. BC's going to clear it down ice. Hampton stops it back in his own zone. To Bell. Backhander. Fulton has it in the RPI zone. Fulton, blue line, red line, loses the puck now. It's taken again by the Engineers. Moore has it. His shot is saved by Demko, goes to the far right side. Engineers getting some shots in the last 30, 45 seconds here in Troy. Lose the puck behind the net. People want an interference call. They're not going to get one. BC heads up ice. Goudreau dumps the puck into the zone. BC going off on a line change, switching most of the personnel. RPI gets the puck. Bradley over to the near ice side. Engineers cross ice in the neutral zone. Prapavesis brings it into the BC zone. His shot saved by Demko, loose and swept behind the net by Jake Wood. Eagles have it off the glass, past Bradley into the RPI zone. No icing on this play. Bradley has to go back and play it. Bradley to Bubella. He's behind the RPI net. He gets hit. Penalty coming up against BC. Engineers have possession. Looking to get the goaltender off. Kasdorf is headed towards the net. RPI still maintains possession of the puck. Liljegren into the neutral zone. Crosses the BC blue line. Liljegren still has the puck behind the net. Gets hit. RPI still has it right out front and touched up by BC now. It went in on net. It was touched by Demko, then by a defender, and RPI now gets a power play.
Yeah, nice rush by RPI working with the extra man on the delayed penalty call. That's going to be a holding against Boston College. 11:45 left to play in the first. No score, RPI and BC. RPI goes on their first power play of the game, and going into the penalty box for Boston College is Chris Kellnan.
Face off to the left of Demko in the BC zone. RPI didn't score Friday. They were 0 for 3 on the power play. BC 5 for 6 on the kill against Army on Friday night. BC took the puck into the corner, couldn't clear it out. Now at the point, this one's muscled out and almost a break the other way by Ryan Fitzgerald. He's still in the RPI zone, feeds it back to his D-man. Knew he didn't have anything. Over to the near ice side. Casey Fitzgerald dumps it in and taken by the Engineers. BC's going to switch up some personnel. RPI. Melanson, neutral zone. Near ice side. Puck goes into the corner. Bell was giving chase. He falls down. Puck in the face-off circle. Stopped by Liljegren. Feeds it back to the blue line. Engineers take a shot. That was Oraval. Went high and over the net on a deflection. Puck in the far ice side and now cleared down ice by BC. 1:10 to go in the power play for RPI. No score here. 10:50 to go in the first period. Engineers wait behind the net. Exactly 1 to go now in the power play. RPI. Wilson. Near side for Fulton. Crosses the blue line, and RPI's offsides. I think Bubella was in the zone early.
Yeah, RPI just a little bit too anxious. 52 seconds left to go in Kellnan's penalty. 10:37 left to play in the first. No score. RPI and BC shots 7-7 right now. So RPI doing a really good job so far in this period of keeping BC at bay.
It was 5-1 at one point. Face off in the neutral zone. RPI still on the man advantage. BC as the puck went into their zone, is able to get it out and send it all the way down ice. Now a race for it as Miles Wood goes into the corner. He almost got a stick up to the face as for RPI, Bradley fell down and his leg went up pretty high. Not intentional. RPI dumps the puck into the Eagle zone. BC gets it along the boards, can't get it out. Bubella stopped it along the boards. Now the other way by BC. They may have a break going down ice. Wood, face-off circle, takes a shot, deflects off a stick and goes over the net. Kasdorf was going to play that to his right, suddenly went high and over him, and he never touched the puck. Engineers in the neutral zone, 15 seconds left on the power play. Bradley tries to take a shot from the near point, and that he kind of fans on that one. BC, though, gets possession, and sends it down ice, and that'll clear it, and that pretty much is going to do it for the power play. We'll return to five-a-side now here at the Houston Fieldhouse. 9:45 to go in the first, no score. Engineers to the blue line. Rappervesses dumps it down ice. Behind the net, over in the far corner. Tyrannies works it behind the net. Nanny had it, lost it, over to the side of the crease, now taken by BC, and they're going to get it up ahead into the neutral zone. 2-on-2 here. BC gets it in the face-off circle, but no, I guess they're offsides?
Yeah,
yes.
Yes, they were offsides. The far side linesman called offsides. 9:22 left to play in the first, no score. RPI BC. RPI, I gotta say, when they do have the puck in the BC zone, they're doing a good job. Actually, really getting Demko confused and the BC defense with the loose pucks and where the puck is. So RPI doing a good job with that.
Tyranny's trying to win the face-off. May have gotten his stick in the skate of his opposite face-off man who fell down, but there won't be a call on that. Engineers along the near ice boards into the zone. Tyranny's had it on his stick, lost it. BC, they'll get it to the far ice boards and they'll get it out to the neutral zone. Gilmore brings it across the blue line, looking in the middle for White. The puck was too far ahead of White. He couldn't get to it in time for a tip. Collision in the RPI zone. Eagle goes down. RPI dumps the puck in once they get the red line. They're going to change up all their personnel. 8:50 to go. Period number 1. No score. BC. Neutral zone. Dump the puck into the RPI zone. Dudek right out front off a skate of BC in the crease and tip to the Engineers. Engineers 3-on-2. Near ice side shot, and that just misses as Losegren had a chance there, and it just misses the net, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, quality chance by Lildrigan. Great choice by going opposite post, trying to go above Demko's glove. Demko did a good job of just cutting off the angle for Lildrigan and putting it, so forcing Lildrigan to put it wide. 8:33 left to play in the first, no score, RPI and BC.
Face off to the right of Demko. Looks like Fulton against Brown on this face-off. Won by the Eagles. Off the glass, neutral zone. At the RPI blue line, Eagles can't pull it forward. It's tied up in front of the RPI bench. And who digs it out? It's going to be BC. Dudek crosses the blue line. Shot by BC on the far side. Misses. That was from Doherty. Puck goes behind the net. RPI looking to get some space and clear it out. BC changing up some personnel. RPI dumps it to the neutral zone right to the Eagles, and they'll backhand it back in. Finish up their line change. Kasdorf stops the puck behind the net. Still looking for a score here in Troy as Jake Wood takes possession. Feeds it back to his D. On the near side, Fulton has it neutral zone. Crosses the blue line. Now on net, as I think Moore took a shot that really confused Demko. I was confused as well as where the puck was going, and then the net gets knocked off its moorings afterwards. Demko with the save, and play stops.
Yeah, I actually think Trappervest is meant to pass it at the point and try to get the deflection from Moore, but it was just a little bit too hard and went into Demko, and Moore just was expecting a rebound, but good job by Demko. I think so. Moore and Demko just got tied up together, and I think that handcuffed Demko. 7:49 left to play in the first, no score.
Cangelosi against Bourbonnais on the face-off to the right of Demko. Both players will get kicked out of the face-off circle. How about Schrader against Kalnin? Engineers win this face-off. Behind the net, Gillespie couldn't feed it out front. We've got a penalty coming up against BC. RPI will get their second power play of the game. It's a tripping call.
Yep, going to be a tripping call against BC. Happened right off the face-off as soon as Schrader won it. Gillespie got in there trying to get the puck, and he just got tripped up. It's going to be Kalnin again that goes to the penalty box. This is his second penalty of the game. RPI 0 for 1 on the power play. They had a nice nice chance on their last power play. 7:39 left to play in the first, no score.
Face off to the right of Demko. 5th power play of the season for RPI. Still looking for a goal. Won't come right away because the puck is cleared down ice. Kasdorf comes way out of the net to play this. BC, as one would expect, aggressive heading down ice. That was Miles Wood that Kasdorf had to avoid. 1:40 to go in this power play. RPI starting this up from behind their net. Melanson, face-off circle, dishes it off. Across the red line, across the blue line. RPI just barely stays on side. I'm not really sure they did. Liljegren sends the puck around the boards, and it goes out on the far side. That allows BC to switch up the PK unit. Bell dishes his way through BC, but then loses the puck as he gets to the face-off circle on the near side. Engineers keep it in. Prapavesa is at the point to Bell. Bell along the boards, tried to feed it through an Eagle body, and it doesn't work. Sanford's body blocked the puck, and they were able to clear now as BC sends it down ice. Kasdorf again avoids the Eagles. Tuck was coming down ice. RPI, Fulton in front of in the slot in the RPI zone. Fulton down ice looking for Bourbonnais. No icing. Bourbonnais got to the face-off circle first as he missed the pass. Bourbonnais feeds it back to Bubella, loses it at the blue line, hops off his stick, and it goes into the neutral zone and fed back the other way by BC. 45 seconds left in this power play for RPI. 6:20 to go in the first period. No score here in Troy. RPI. Neutral zone. Bubella gets to the blue line, drives the puck in. Near side, RPI. Wilson long to the half boards, turns it over to BC, and the Eagles go the other way. Ryan Fitzgerald into the zone. Ryan Fitzgerald tried to make a move, moves out front. Kasdorf pokes that puck away, goes off to the side of the net. Fulton comes in to take it for RPI. Fulton moves into the slot. 15 seconds left on the power play for the Engineers. Fulton, red line, blue line. Fulton loses the puck. BC, can they clear? No, kept in at the blue line by Wilson. Puck along the half boards, now moved out of there by BC. Back to 5-a-side here at the Fieldhouse. Bubella steals it away from Gilmore at the RPI blue line. Again, we're 5-a-side at the Fieldhouse. RPI second power play is done. 5.5 to go here in the first. No score, RPI versus BC. Neutral zone. Engineers dump it in. BC, well, they had it out of the zone, but then they brought it back in again. And now BC is going to clear it down, and that's going to be icing against Boston College.
Yeah, good job by Boston College on that RPI power play, really not letting the Engineers get anything started. Pass was a little bit too hard for Drew Melanson. I think he saw that he had a guy wide open to set up for the one-timer. Instead of just using finesse, he drilled it, and the puck went off the stick out of the zone. 5:18 left to play in the first, no score.
Tyrannies can't win the face-off to the right of Demko in the BC zone, and the Eagles clear. Engineers dump it back in. That stays in play, just barely touches the top of the glass. But BC gets it again, and RPI I don't know how you don't get called for hooking when the puck goes in on net and Kasdorf makes a save, and now we've got pushing and shoving afterwards. You're going to hear reaction to that. But back on the BC side, RPI had a player with their stick in the chest of a BC player, and he took the stick away because it was stuck in there. How is that not hooking?
5 minutes left to play in the first, no score, RPI and BC. Good save by Kasdorf. I think BC was trying to draw a penalty. Can't say I blame him on that, as the BC forward went into the net and sort of fell after just getting touched by an RPI player. No score.
Face off to the right of Kasdorf. Back to BC, shot, hits off an Engineer. Another shot from the physical circle, saved by Kasdorf, loose in the slot, and it's cleared away by RPI. Just a plethora of activity. Callan was one of those shots for BC, and one got deflected and the other one was saved by Kasdorf. Puck behind the BC net. Demko has to play it into the near corner. Bubella is in there along with Liljegren. Dug out by Bubella. He takes a shot. Demko with the stick save. Puck in the near corner. Liljegren behind the net. Knocks the puck up ahead. Somebody lost a stick back there as the puck goes into the neutral zone. Stopped by the Engineers. Near side, Liljegren as RPI's back on side. Liljegren into the middle, deflects and goes back to BC. Turned it over to the Eagles. Wood for BC. Over to the other side. Backhander by Callan is saved by Kasdorf. There's a stick loose over there. It's the same stick? I don't know. Engineers in the neutral zone in the other direction. A shot by Orval goes off a BC stick and into the corner. Eagles now have it. 4 to go here in the first. No score. Eagles trying to execute a line change while the puck is in front of their bench. They now lose the puck. Engineers have it. Face-off circle. Far side shot goes off Demko. That was Schrader. Puck to the near side, into the neutral zone, stolen away by the Engineers. Turning around is Gillespie. Gillespie takes a shot. That hits a BC player in the circle. He finds a puck underneath him and moves it up ahead. Tuck feeds it back to one of his players. BC's in the zone. Tuck turns around, pucks along the blue line, goes out of the zone. BC has to retreat. Engineers get a chance, send the puck down ice, but they need a change, so the Eagles will possess in the BC zone. 3:25 to go here in the first. No score. Bracco sends it cross ice. Sanford has it. His drive is saved by Kasdorf.
Kasdorf saw that one all the way, and there was no way he was letting that one go through him. He just caught that in his chest and held on to prevent the rebounds, giving his some of his players a much-needed change. Shots still even, 11-11. Shots on goal, no score, 319 RPI in BC, and so far Kasdorf has been Demko's equal.
White versus Tyrannies to the right of Kasdorf. Puck's tied up in a circle. Nobody's got this. Finally, RPI is able to knock the puck to the near side, and it goes to the neutral zone. Engineers suddenly have it in the BC zone as Nanny got it. Shot as he feeds it back is deflected and goes off Demko and into the netting.
You know, you're starting to see, as this period goes on, RPI starting to get more confidence. And BC sort of back on their heels for the last part of this first period. So, you know, RPI getting confidence, starting to get shots on goal, and who knows, maybe they can put one in before the end of the period.
Tyrannies on the face-off against Gilmore to the right of Demko. Engineers towards the blue line, but it was hopping around, and Bradley couldn't get to it in time. Along the blue line, Tyrannies feeds it to the far side. Nanny is there. Nanny towards the net, and it's gloved by Demko as RPI had Melanson rushing the net.
Yeah, and one of the big differences I see, especially from this year and last year, the RPI is taking more shots and just putting the puck towards the net, and you never know what can happen. Unfortunately for the Engineers, Demko is a quality goaltender. He's making the shots, but that's exactly what RPI needs to do. Just keep putting shots on net, and maybe you can get one by.
Fulton against White to the left of Demko. Nope, it won't be Fulton against White. Schrader comes in. I think that's Ryan Fitzgerald now. Nope, that's not Schrader either. That is Jake Wood. BC wins this face-off, whoever took it. Engineers, though, have it along the boards, didn't let it get out. Hops around as a shot was taken by Moore. Goes to the side of the net, but now BC has possession into the neutral zone. Looking to feed Gilmore at the blue line. They misconnect on that pass. Engineers clear the puck out. Touched by BC in the neutral zone, can't be icing. Eagles have to go back and play this. Santini. Back to Fitzgerald. Casey Fitzgerald. Blue line. Red line. Blue line. BC. Face-off circle. Shot goes off Kasdorf's pad. That was from Gilmore. Puck on the far side. Big hit. Crowd reacts to that. Won't be a call. It was clean. BC, though, turns the puck around quickly. In the slot. They'll feed it back top of the face-off circle. Shot goes off Kasdorf. Comes over to the near ice side. As the Engineers clear it down ice. This will be icing against RPI. That shot far side was Ryan Fitzgerald.
Another thing that I see from last year, and I didn't see Friday's game, so I just have last year to go on, is RPI is playing a lot more physical, finishing their checks, putting guys down on the ice legally. But that's exactly what RPI has to do defensively if they want to stay in this game. And, of course, they have Jason Kasdorf back there to back them up in case anything gets through. So if RPI could do all that, they're in pretty good shape. 2 minutes left to go play in the first. No score, RPI BC.
BC sorting themselves out. Brown on the face-off finally against Bubella. Won by the Engineers, but can't get it out of the zone. Kept in as Reno tried to clear it around. Top of the face-off circle. Savage's shot. It goes off Wood, Jake Wood, and into the near corner. BC has it in the corner. Back to the point. Blue line. Savage. His shot goes off the backboards as it was really a pass, not a shot. He was trying to feed it down low. Puck comes over to the near ice side. Engineers sky this one. Race to the face-off dot, and they're going to wave off icing on this. It looked like a tie. I'm not sure how that goes in terms of a tie, but there's no whistle, so no icing, and it's legit. But RPI never able to maintain possession in the zone. BC the other way. Crossing the blue line, Gaudreau. Changing behind him is the Eagles. 1:15 to go in the period, no score. Eagles into the slot, back out to the blue line. Shot goes off the side of the net, back behind the net. BC has it, feed it out front. Poked away from the crease by the Engineers along the boards now. Jake, tried to send it down low. Nobody for BC follows that up as we're under a minute to go here in the first period without a score. Bubella in his zone. Up to the blue line. Prapavesis gets to the red line, dumps it in, glove down by BC. And now into the neutral zone. Kalnin feeds it up ahead. Face-off circle shot, and that deflects and goes into the netting as the engineer who was just in front of Cangelosi got his stick down to prevent the shot from going in on net.
40 seconds remain in the first period. No score, RPI and BC. RPI really playing a solid period. Don't want to say flawless because there were some mistakes, but almost a period they needed to give them confidence going forward. But 40 seconds still remain in this period. No score, RPI and BC.
Schrader against Sanford to the left of Kasdorf. Loose in the circle. BC has it. BC along the boards. Casey Fitzgerald sends it down low into the slot shot, hits an engineer out front who was blocking all that. And it looked to me like that was Gillespie who went down to the ice to block the shot. Back to the neutral zone. BC, Sanford, far side, into the zone. BC back to the blue line, down low. Maybe BC passing too many times, yeah. The next pass, looking for McCaution, goes off him and back to the BC zone. So BC, a victim of passitis as well. Neutral zone, Eagles. Blue line, Engineers, can they poke it out? 1 second to go in the period, and that's it. A little pushing afterwards, but they'll go into the locker room after 20 minutes, tied at 0.
And a good, I mentioned it before, but a good period for the Engineers. Doing exactly what they have to do, keeping BC off the scoreboard. Of course, you know, a lot of that is Jason Kasdorf. I don't want to say a lot, but...
You just did.
He just did. Yeah, I just did. But, you know, you got to give credit to the Engineer defense, too. When Kasdorf was there to give up the rebound, the Engineer defense was there to clear it out. But, you know, RPI getting confidence, getting their shots, putting the shots in on Demko, and doing a good job creating confusion with the Eagles.
You know, it was very early on, first 2.5, 3 minutes, BC heavily in favor. RPI weathered that very well. I think we expected that to happen, but it was certainly shorter than it was against UMass Lowell on Friday, and RPI weathered it well, and then the game started to even out.
Yeah, and I think, too, BC looks a little surprised at how physical RPI is playing. There were some huge hits, especially in the RPI defensive end. A great job by RPI keeping BC off the heels. And when you play a physical game, too, there's another team that, you know, may shy away a little bit, say, hey, I don't want any piece of that. Not saying that happened to Boston College, but yeah, that does have a tendency to happen sometimes.
Okay, we're going to take a break soon, and during the first intermission, run down some football. What's going on with the football team, highlights from yesterday.
And that will do it for the first period of play. The score here after one period is RPI 0, Boston College 0. You're listening to live coverage of Engineer Hockey on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.
A little encouragement. Just a bit short. A little more on it, Chris. Got the distance, but a little line left. One more, he's going to zero in on this one. What did my nice try, Chris? Thank you for participating. Fourth shot. $20 gift certificate to Ryan's Wake Public House in downtown Troy. All he has to do is put it through any one of the 3 holes on the shooting board. And you'll win that gift certificate to Ryan's Wake in downtown Troy. Shot, yes! It's an aggressive day. Thank you. Winner of the $20 gift certificate to Ryan's Wake. And folks, why not drive up to Rensselaer Honda and see one of those fine Honda automobiles? It's just a mile east of Houston Fieldhouse. Rensselaer Honda, 770 Houston Road, Troy. Visit them on the web at innahonda.net. Rensselaer Honda, simply better. Let's direct your attention to the west end of the fieldhouse in front of the Rensselaer Engineers Pride area for the SEFQ money grab. Our contestant today, Anna Black. She'll have 30 seconds to grab as much money as she can. Whatever she grabs, SEFQ will match it and donate it to the American Cancer Society. Ready to go? Let's start it up. Here goes the money. Anna has 30 seconds. Starting now. Remember, for all your banking, insurance, and investment needs, visit SEFQ. Cruising Street in Troy or here on campus at the Rensselaer Union. 10 seconds. You got 5 seconds, Anna. 3, 2, 1. That's it. Anna Black, let's have a round of applause for her. Whenever she grabs, she gets to eat and sent to you. We'll match it. Make a donation to the American Cancer Society. Anna Black, the sent to you money machine, money grab. Hey fans, between periods, stop by the Engineers Pro Shop. It's located across from the concession stand behind Section 2. They offer kids' shirts, long and short sleeve dry fits, fitted hats, pint glasses, game bucks, and more. Stop by. Check out all the RPI gear. Don't forget, visit the official online store, Rensselaer Athletics, at rpifanshop.com. Way proud to support RPI athletics. Head downtown after the game. Check out the Pub Kitchen at Ryan's Wake. RPI Men's Hockey would like to thank the following sponsors: GE, Moe's, Seftier, CBPHP, The Rock, Boucher and Clark Financial Group, Janny Montgomery Scott, Price Chopper, Asco Fence, Yankee Trails, Red Firm Pizza, Tri-City Rentals, Dunkin' Donuts, Toyota, Ben and Jerry's, Warren W. Fame, and Tri-City Valley Gas, all proud sponsors of RPI Hockey.
I'd like to introduce my good friend, former RPI 1982 captain, Dino Macaluso, who's now the president and senior financial advisor at Macaluso Wealth Management, right here in Albany, New York.
Thanks, Seth. As a former captain of the RPI hockey team and a proud member of the RPI athletic family, I'm proud to call the Capital Region my home. For the past 30 years, I've raised my family here and built my business around providing sound financial advice to my clients. My firm is fiercely independent and highly dedicated to earning the trust and confidence of our clients every day. I welcome the opportunity to show you how we can protect and enhance your wealth today. Please call me for a free consultation. And let's go Red!
up on the big board. And the face-off is won by Tiffany's in front of the RPI bench. Now, Wood for BC tried to kick it forward, goes back to Tiffany's, and RPI has it. Melanson backhander doesn't go anywhere. Puck's in front of near the BC bench. Now it's in the RPI zone, turned over right out front, shot, and saved by Kasdorf. Unbelievable. They fed it back to Cangelosi, point blank. Kasdorf makes a save.
What a great save by Kasdorf, and he was actually aided by the fact that Percarino didn't know where the puck was and didn't try to play it. So Kasdorf was able to see the puck and read the pass without any defenders in his way. So inadvertently good job by Reno, but RPI's got to do better. 1941 left to play in the second, no score.
Face-off to the left of Kasdorf, won by RPI. Engineers. Orval along the boards, loses it. BC has it. Face-off circle shot, saved by Kasdorf. Loose in the slot. Thrown to the side by RPI, but not out of the zone. Kept in by Santini. And now BC, Doherty loses it to the Engineers. Doherty, though, gets back to it enough to feed it back to Santini. BC in their own zone. Cangelosi plays it. Nope, that's not Cangelosi. No, that was Cangelosi, my bad. Wood and Cangelosi getting a little bit confused out there. BC dumps the puck into the RPI zone. No score here. 1 minute gone by in the second period. Engineers don't clear it out. Kept in at point by McCaution. Goes out after he dumps it into the corner. Goes off the boards, comes all the way down ice. BC behind the net. Ryan Fitzgerald starts it up ice. Tipped ahead by Colin White. Puck in the RPI zone, behind the net. Engineers, can they clear it out? No, kept in on the far side by Casey Fitzgerald. Along the half boards, back out to the blue line, misplayed by McCaution, and that allows Gillespie to start heading down ice. Can't get past McCaution, though, who, nice work, gets the puck, keeps positioning, and has possession, and BC in the face-off circle in their zone, sends it cross ice to the other side, and BC now has it. Into the RPI zone. Shot saved by Kasdorf as it was fed back to Gilmore, and he's able to make the save as Gilmore takes the shot. $18-19 to go here, period number 2. No score, RPI versus BC. A Sunday afternoon game. Face off to the left of Kasdorf. Tied up on the circle. Tied up on the circle, kick to the boards, call this a BC win. Puck goes into the corner. Bracco feeds it behind the net. BC to the near ice face-off circle. Sanford back into the corner for Bracco. Looking for Sanford. Turn it over to the Engineers. Bracco tried to skate through and take the puck away. BC keeps it in as Engineers tried to clear it out. Along the boards now, dumped into the neutral zone by RPI. Melanson has it as he brings it across the blue line into the BC zone. Melanson feeds it cross ice. Shot on the far side, hits somebody or hits the goaltender, and BC's got to break in the other direction. 2-on-1, rapidly falling into a 2-on-2. Weak backhand shot by Tuck is easily saved by Kasdorf. Engineers get some space. Tiffany's into the neutral zone. Puck goes off the skate of an Eagle. RPI's offside, but BC clears the puck out of the zone. BC gets the red line, and it's dumped in by Sanford. Eagles go off for a line change. 17-15 to go here, period number 1. Tied at nothing. RPI sends a puck down ice. This should be icing. Nope, they're going to wave that off. I didn't think it was tipped, but Jake Wood gets it for RPI in the BC zone. Moore in the far corner moves up to the half boards. Back to the point. Trapavesis to the half boards, and now scooted out of the zone by the Eagles. Back to the RPI blue line. Bradley on the near side. Feeds it back to Trapavesis. Over to the far ice side. Fulton crosses the blue line. Fulton dumps the puck off the back of the boards behind the net. Trapavesis turns around, tried to feed it out front. Nobody there, and BC has it. Neutral zone for the Eagles. They'll cross the blue line. Shot deflects and goes into the netting. This will be a face-off in the RPI zone.
That was a nice hustle back by Drew Melanson on that 2-on-1 for BC, getting back into the play and just making it a 2-on-2 and put in a very lazy shot in on Kasdorf so he could very easily make the save with Boston College. 16:37 left to play in the second, no score.
Face off to the left of Kasdorf. Rubella out there for RPI. Puck goes between the D for Boston College and all the way down ice. Demko stops it for his defense. Eagles to the blue line, near side. Backhanded down ice by Cangelosi behind the RPI net. Engineers can't get it out. Scooted towards the slot, but now the Engineers suddenly break the other way. Bubella has it. His shot saved by Demko and gets the whistle. He was being pressured by Orval on the near side.
Yeah, Milos Bubella and Jesper Orval on a breakaway, a 2-on-1 breakaway. Bubella with the shot, and Orval was hoping for a rebound, but nice job by Thatcher Demko again to keep the rebound away. And a few extracurricular activity. Orval was spinning into the goalie crease, but no call. 16-12 left to play in the second. No score.
Face off to the right of Demko, won by the Engineers. Back to the point. Bradley takes a shot, deflects off a couple of backs, and comes to the near ice side. Demko never really knew where that was. It was never in danger of going in the net, though. BC behind the net. Eagles. Far side. Casey Fitzgerald over to the near ice side. Ryan Fitzgerald crosses the blue line. Doesn't dish it off. Goes to the slot. Back to the blue line. Shot. Hits off an Engineer stick. That was a caution shot. And RPI not able to take advantage of that in the neutral zone to try to get a break the other way. 3-on-3. Schrader sends it down low, but it goes to the stick of Gillespie, who can't turn it on net. He loses the puck in the zone. BC zone. McCaution has it. Around the boards to the far side. RPI changing up personnel. Still looking for a goal here Sunday afternoon in Troy. BC dumps the puck in. After they get the red line, RPI sends it out. Past Nanny, back to the BC blue line, and now the Eagles into the RPI zone another time. Face-off circle on the far side. Eagles along the half boards. Jake loses the puck to Melanson. Melanson in front of his net to Nanny. Back to Bradley. Down ice, tipped ahead. Demko's going to let that one go into the corner. He's going to follow it there, but now get back into the net. BC having trouble clearing. That's not their typical MO, but RPI sticking with the puck. Melanson back to Hampton. Hampton tried to send it in towards the net, goes off the leg. Back to Hampton. Now taken by the Engineers. Nanny sends across ice, and on the far side, fanning on that was Bell, and BC tries to move it out of the zone. Engineers turn it right back to BC as they had an inadvertent pass intercepted. Eagles going to switch up some personnel. 14:25 to go here. Period number 2. No score. RPI versus BC. Engineers dump the puck down ice. I could have sworn RPI got to the dot first.
No, well, this guy called it over here.
Even counting the guy on the near side, I thought RPI got there.
I think so too, but I think this guy who called it had a bad angle on it. So resulting in the icing. 14:19 left to play in the second. No score, RPI and Boston College. RPI starting to get some share of shots again.
Face off to the right of Kasdorf. Goudreau against Wood. You know what? We're going to call this an RPI win as Bell gets the puck in the corner, clears it around, but not out of the zone. Stopped by BC. Puck goes into the near corner. Goudreau. He's behind the net. Far half board. Shot. Goes through the crease. Kasdorf doesn't play that. Kept in at the point by Doherty. Along the near boards. Jake, backhander, towards the crease, hits off a skate, a BC skate, and scoots out, and the Engineers take it out of the zone. Jake Wood crosses the blue line, dumps the puck in. Gets it back off the backboards, out to the blue line. Engineers off to the side of the net, looking for a deflection. That doesn't work. Jake Wood has it along the near side, over into the far side now. And that was Wilson who misplayed it. BC looking for a 2-on-1 the other way. Goudreau on the near side, doesn't get the pass. And it's broken up by Reno. RPI then turns it over. Back shot, save Kasdorf, loose to the side of the net, cleared out by Wilson. Engineers lackadaisical on defense. They'll lose the puck again. Top of the faceoff circle, another shot saved. Kasdorf, another shot blocked by the D. Boston College, 3 guys go for the puck. Nobody gets a shot off. They didn't communicate properly there. At the point, BC keeps it in the zone. Just goes past Doherty behind the net, along to the half boards, back to the blue line. BC had it, lost it. Penalty coming up against BC, I have to think.
Yeah, this is going to go against Zach Sanford as he just levels an RPI player right on the blue line as Boston College is trying to keep the puck in the net, in the zone. This is going to be an interference call. Pardon me, it's going to be against Goudreau. As they were both back there, Sanford and Goudreau. They called it on Goudreau. 13:06 left to play in the second. No score, RPI and BC. We'll see what RPI could do on their third power play of the game.
Since there's no score, RPI 0-for-2 on the man advantage. Face off to the left of Demko. Won by Boston College. Goudreau in the box. BC can't clear along the far board. Near side. Eagles to the half boards. Can't get it out. Goes back to the corner. Now Boston College gets some space and no clear it down ice. Puck was in the BC zone for the first 20 seconds mostly of this power play, but RPI not with really any possession. 1:35 to go in the man advantage. No score here in Troy. 12:38 to go in period number 2. Engineers, neutral zone. Over the near side. Liljegren dumps it behind the net. Engineers can't control there, and it's cleared down ice by BC. Kasdorf watches Bell come down to take the puck. Bell in between his face-off circles. Neutral zone. Liljegren has it. Eases the puck into the zone behind the net. BC gets there first. Can't tip it out. Actually, BC may have helped keep this one in. Puck along the far ice boards. Controlled by Prapavessis. Into the center slot. Shot from Bell. Off the deflection. Saved by Demko, but then Prapavessis can't keep it in along the far boards. And the puck's back to the RPI zone. 45 seconds left in the man advantage here for RPI. Orval, neutral zone. Red line, blue line, crosses. Orval feeds across ice. Taken near side by Wilson. Back to the blue line for Orval. Into the corner. Now to Orval along the half boards. Cross ice pass to Bradley. Shot from Wilson is blocked by BC. Puck in the near point, and now BC is able to swing at it and get it out with 20 seconds left in the RPI man advantage. Wilson in front of his bench had it, lost it. BC clears it down ice. 10 seconds left in the man advantage. Kasdorf plays the puck. Bradley has it along the near ice side. It's turned over. Shot. Hits off Brubella, who got in the way of that shot from Kalnin. Back to 5-a-side here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Penalty coming up on RPI. BC will get the man advantage now.
Yeah, this is going to be another penalty right as the BC penalty expired. This is going to go against Milos Brubella. It's going to be a board. 11:02 left to play in the second. No score, RPI and BC. Now BC gets their first shot of the second period to go on the power play. I'd like to remind you, are listening to 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy, coverage of Engineer Hockey. The Garrett and Kurt start here from the Houston Fieldhouse.
Face off to the right of Kasdorf. Schrader wins it for RPI, and the Engineers clear it down ice for RPI. Nanny racing down ice, trying to apply some pressure. BC now has it. McCaution starts the rush up ice. Gets to the blue line. McCaution, red line. Drives the puck in. Off the boards, far half boards. BC has it. Back to the blue line for McCaution. Doesn't have a shot. Feeds it to the point. Into the face-off circle. Deflects off an Engineer stick. BC gets it back again. Back to the blue line for McCaution. Near side Doherty. Doherty back to McCaution. Waits into the middle. Jake McCaution takes a shot. Save. Kasdorf loose out front. Nobody's got this. Kicked into the corner by BC. Tuck along the far boards. Tuck turns to the half boards. Back to McCaution at the blue line. McCaution. Doherty. Cross ice. Deflects off an Engineer. Tough to handle for Sanford. He has to go into the corner. Gets the puck back again. Into the slot. Shot. Hits off an Engineer. That was McCaution's shot. He has the puck at the near point. Engineers now get it and clear it down to the BC zone. 50 seconds left in this man advantage for BC. 9:45 to go. Period number 2. No score here in Troy. BC, neutral zone. Red line, blue line. Engineers, can they get it out? Yep, they'll get it down ice. Nice work by RPI, finally finished off by Bourbonnais. BC, another rush. Casey Fitzgerald, blue line. Leaves it back for Ryan Fitzgerald. He crosses the blue line into the RPI zone. The dump in goes to the far ice side. BC's got it at the half boards. Back to the blue line for Savage. To the far ice point. Misplayed by Gilmore, but BC's going to maintain possession. Eagles, power play about to expire. Shot from the center slot, center point, gets deflected, goes over to the far ice boards. Still at the point, BC. Power play expired. Shot is hits on somebody out front. Can't tell which team, but RPI gets it to the neutral zone. 5-a-side here at the Fieldhouse. Still no score with 8:50 to go in the second. And in case you missed it, this is WRPI Troy with Engineer Hockey. Kurt Sutton, Ed DeGarian on the call for you today. Puck in the far corner of the BC zone. as RPI killed off the second BC power play about 25 seconds ago. It ended. BC kicks it ahead. Player falls down behind the play. Won't be a penalty on that. RPI sails it back the other way. Stopped at the blue line by Goudreau, who brings it across the blue line the other way. Goudreau finds a man on the near side. That's Dudick. Dudick sends the puck off the boards. BC was changing while all this was happening, so they've got a fresh crew out there. BC back to center point. Shot saved. Kasdorf loose on the side. And coming through was Goudreau, who couldn't get the stick on the puck. If he had, it would have been an easy goal because Kasdorf was blocking the shot on one side. Goudreau was on the other where the rebound came. Engineers now have it. Neutral zone. Schrader, backhander to the blue line. Melanson sends it towards the net. Doesn't get it on net. Demko watch it go past him. Puck comes over to the near ice side. RPI's got it in the corner. Krapovesis moves the puck behind the net. Schrader on the far side can't get there. Kept in at the blue line by Gillespie. Now lost to BC along far ice boards, and the Eagles have it. RPI tried to knock it back the other way. That was Bradley. BC dumps it in where it has to be taken by Kasdorf. A liner in the chest area. He puts it down on the ice, and the D for RPI sends it back the other way. 7.5 to go here, period number 2. No score, RPI versus BC. Engineers lose the puck in the BC zone. A rush the other way by Boston College. Shot saved by Kasdorf as he stops BC again, and we're still scoreless.
7:20 remaining in the second period of play. No score. RPI BC shots 23-17 now in favor of Boston College. So you can see Boston College just starting to take over. I think they have yet to crack Kasdorf. They're close to doing it, but Jason Kasdorf and the RPI defense are really playing soundly. Little worse than in the first period, but still enough to keep BC off the board.
Face off to the left of Kasdorf, won by RPI. Bradley down ice. Gets it up for Bourbonnais. Bourbonnais in the corner, gets hit off the play. BC, near ice side. Can't move it down ice. Miles Wood had it underneath him. Now we're going to get a trip against BC. RPI touches up. Third power play for the Eagles.
Yeah, this penalty is actually going to be against RPI. 7 minutes left to play in the second. No score, RPI and Boston College. That happened right in the zone. I don't think that Tierney's meant to do it, but he did. He was just trying to get the puck into the zone. There was a BC player right in his way, and Tierney's goes to the box for 2 minutes.
Face off to the right of Kasdorf as Tierney's is in the box. Sanford against Grubella. To the boards, back out to the point. Doherty sends it cross ice for McCaution. Along the boards to Bracco. Down behind the net. Knocked around to the near point for Doherty. Loose right out front in the slot shot, and Kasdorf had retreated to the net, and I don't know where that puck went. I don't think it ever hit Kasdorf. I think it hit a defender out front. RPI can't clear it out. Doherty sends it across ice on the far side. McCaution has it. Backhander behind the net. Bracco. BC collapsing the box. Bracco doesn't have anybody to send it to. Finally, Tuck moves to the point, over to the far side. A shot, a wild shot by McCaution, hits an engineer, but then RPI, did they clear it into the bench?
Yeah, they went to clear it out, but I think it went over where the boards hit the bench. It wasn't Schrader meant to obviously clear it out. He didn't mean to clear it over the bench, so that negates the delayed game penalty. 6:23 left to play in the second. No score, RPI and BC. 1:24 left to play in Tierney's penalty.
I think BC was arguing he shot it from his zone. The faceoff should be in the zone.
That's correct. Yeah,
that's what I thought happened. That's where I was confused when they were pointing to the neutral zone. It is a neutralized faceoff. So BC, 1:20 left in their power play. No score here in Troy. BC moves it across the blue line. It wasn't pretty, but they're in the zone. Doherty has it. Over to the far side, near side, face-off circle. BC can't get a shot off at this point. Face-off circle still for Gilmore. Back now to Gilmore. Gilmore, face-off circle. BC collapsing. Shot saved. Kasdorf loose. Another shot goes off somebody. Loose on the side of the net. BC can't get another shot off. Kasdorf with a couple of saves. Defense, a couple of blocks. Another shot saved by Kasdorf. Loose to the side of the net. Bounces off the side of the net. As BC, a few shots, but a lot of action around the net as the puck can't be stopped or handled by RPI. BC moves over to the near ice side. Fake a shot. Down low. No backhander. BC tried to into the slide. Another shot saved by Kasdorf. Loose into the face-off circle. Ryan Fitzgerald feeds it back to Casey Fitzgerald. And BC in the face-off circle. Can anybody get possession of this one? Yes, shot misses the net from Colin White. BC still in possession with 20 seconds to go in the power play. Face-off circle, far side, shot goes over the net, off the glass, near side. Along the half boards, BC, Casey Fitzgerald feeds it back to center point, far face-off circle. Back to Casey Fitzgerald, his shot hits off an engineer, that was Reno. Fed back to Casey Fitzgerald. They get it past Reno. Power plays expired. Back to five side. Shot loose in the crease. And empty net. BC has it blocked by the D. Backhander saved by Kasdorf. Puck goes behind the net. RPI. Bourbonnais gets a stick on it. Can't clear it out. BC still has possession behind the net. Broken stick on the ice. Eagles feed it back to center point. Goes over the blue line. That's an engineer without a stick at this point. I don't know if Pyrenees broke his or lost his or gave his up. Engineers now take a shot in the BC zone. That goes high and over Demko. RPI keeps it in at the far point. No score here in period number 2. BC gets it across the blue line looking for a break. Pucks along the blue line. Everybody's onside going into the zone. BC can't keep it from going out. In front of the RPI bench. Taken by Savage. Sends the puck cross ice. Dumped down ice by the Eagles. BC changing up some personnel. Puck still in the RPI zone. Along the half boards. For RPI, Orville tried to dig it out, got it into the middle. Engineers get it to the neutral zone. Melanson crosses the red line, blue line. Melanson goes into the corner, sends a puck behind the net. One of each team there. Eagles now get it, send it off the boards, but not out. Bell has it, far face-off circle. Bell sends it in towards the middle, but it's sticked aside by the BCD. Puck goes behind the net. Engineers have it. RPI, Lilsegren sends it out towards the blue line, goes off Bell and into the neutral zone. He feeds across ice to Hampton in the neutral zone. 3:39 to go here, period number 2. No score, RPI versus BC. Eagles send it out of the zone. It's underneath Lilsegren. He backhands it to the RPI D. Hampton blue line sends it up ice. RPI is going to take a change as it's sent the rest of the way by Orval. BC now has it. Eagles with possession of the puck. Red line, cross ice. Goes into the zone, and that was Dudek, who was offsides on the play.
Actually, what held BC for an extended period of time on that power play, Lou Nanny actually dropped his stick and it was behind the net. He could not get to it to pick it back up, but a great job by the RPI defense picking him up. And Lou Nanny actually had a chance to clear the puck numerous times, but because he had no stick, he couldn't do it. So it was like a 1 minute of a 5-on-3 for BC. And then there was a bunch of sticks down on the ice and broken sticks, and but RPI wound up killing the power play. 3:18 left to play in the second. No score, RPI and BC.
Face off in the neutral zone. Colin White. No, pardon me, that was Brown against Schrader, and it's won by RPI. Engineers, though, back in their zone. Can they get it out? Yep, just barely. Schrader gets a stick on it and pokes it out of the zone. Doherty has it for BC. Sends across ice for McCaution. Near side for Doherty. Back to McCaution at the blue line. Backhander up ice, tipped into the zone by BC. Behind the net, Engineers. Prapavesis got there, got it over to Bradley, lose it in the face-off circle. BC had a stick on it. Now they'll lose it to Jake Wood, who crosses the blue line, red line, blue line. Jake Wood, BC zone, his shot gets deflected, and that goes out of play.
Yep, up into the netting, 2:37 left to play in the second. Still no score, RPI and BC. Great job by Jason Kasdorf this period and the RPI defense, especially on that last penalty kill. As I said before, Lou Nanny had no sticks. That was it was like an extended 5-on-3 for about a minute of that power play. But Jason Kasdorf and the RPI defense doing a great job bailing them out and picking them up and keep this game scoreless.
Face off to the right of Demko, and it goes in on him, so he's got to cover that up, and we'll get another face off.
Yeah, Thatcher Demko just decided, hey guys, let's get going here. Let's prove why we're the number 1 team in the country. 2:36 left to play in the second. No score, RPI BC.
We'll do this face-off again. BC with the win. Tuck, neutral zone. BC heading down ice. Backhander from Goudreau to nobody, basically. Along the half boards, Tuck now has it. Back to the blue line. Shot hits off an Engineer to the blue line and out of the zone. RPI, Pyrenees. Turned around, had it, lost it. BC offsides coming into the zone. That was clear.
2:11 left to play in the second. No score, RPI BC. And really, BC sort of hurting themselves here with all these offsides and everything else they're doing and taking line changes, allowing RPI sometimes to get into their own zone. 2:11 left to play in the second. No score. BC just has to be a little bit more patient with the puck.
Bubella gets kicked out of the face-off circle. Liljegren comes in, wins it for RPI. A little over 2 to go here in period number 2. Orval has it at his blue line along the right wing side. Tried to pass, hits off a BC stick, but kept in by RPI. Bradley sends it into the zone. Far side, Orval gets it. Feeds it into the middle, but BC now pokes it up ahead. Bradley, can he get to the puck first? Yes, whoops, turns it over to BC. Face-off circle, down low. Eagles getting players into the zone. Along the near side, Savage. Sends it to the half boards, back to Savage at the point. Cross-ice pass from Doherty. Gets deflected, goes into the crease, and then scoots back out again. RPI is able to get it. A couple of players fall down on the ice, but RPI safely into the neutral zone. Puck goes back to Demko. He's going to slow it down and leave it for his D. Savage sends it over to the far ice side. They find Wood, Miles Wood, right at the blue line. He can't break past the RPI D. Puck's still in the zone, though. Miles Wood falls down in the face-off circle. Schrader comes in to gain possession. Back out to the point, kept in by BC. Shot from Doherty is blocked by RPI. Gillespie the other way. Gillespie face-off circle, doesn't get a shot off, and then gets knocked down afterwards. Back the other way. Miles Wood takes a shot. Kasdorf with the save, and that'll stop play.
56 and a half minutes left, 56 and a half seconds left to play in the second period. No score, RPI and BC. I was going to say in the last minute, big flurry of action. Kenny Gillespie with a partial break. We couldn't get a shot in on Demko. Then back the other way, Jason Kasdorf with a great save to get the face-off back into his zone. So exciting second period to play here so far.
Tyranny's on the face-off for RPI, wins it back. RPI off the glass, 50 seconds left in the period. Glove down by Bourbonnais. Bourbonnais into the zone, shot!
What I think happened was Bourbonnais took the shot. Bourbonnais took the shot, and he was more playing like the rebound guy in the slot, and the puck just snuck through Demko's net. Good job by Bourbonnais, putting the puck on the net, and something happened, and Demko severely misplays his puck. Have to see what happened there. I think he was more tied up with the guy waiting for the rebound, but Bourbonnais is going to get credit for this goal. We'll see what happens. There's the shot by Bourbonnais. And yeah.
It went through him.
Yeah, it just went through him. But a good job, too, by Tyranny's in the slot and just crashing the net, and puck just got by Demko.
You know, Tyranny's, here we go. We're going to see the overview shot now. Play started and stopped again. We're watching the review, oh yeah, it just went off him and into the net.
Yeah.
Tyranny's may have caused some confusion there, but he didn't get involved in the play. Icing against RPI, it looks like, so it'll be a face-off back in the RPI zone. With 38 seconds left to go in the first period. Second period, RPI leads 1-0. Engineers in the neutral zone. Schrader gets the red line, dumps the puck into the BC zone. Demko stops it behind the net. Bubella came back looking to get the puck, but nice work by Demko to keep him away from it. Tuck sends the puck cross ice. BC with a shot that goes off a stick, and that goes into the netting with 14.1 seconds to go.
Yeah, Riley Bourbonnais getting that goal from RPI. And we'll see if they do got assists. And he was assisted by Tyranny. So Tyranny's with the dump pass to Bourbonnais, doing a good job crashing the net. And Parker Reno back on the defense gets the secondary assist. So they hook up for RPI's first goal to give them a 1-0 lead with 14.1 seconds left to play in the second.
Face-off, and for BC, the face-off man falls down in the circle. Puck finally comes free. BC has it. They'll take a shot, and that deflects, comes over to the near ice side. 1 second to go in the period. RPI's going to kill this off. Tyranny's went against the wall with the puck. And after 40 minutes of done here in Troy, it's RPI 1, BC nothing.
Yeah, and you just saw it. The more that BC kept RPI in this game, the more RPI kept coming back. And Jason Kasdorf kept RPI in this game. Defensively, they played great that second period, especially on that one power play where Danny lost his stick. So they had basically a 5-on-3. And then it stayed even, and then Bourbonnais just took the shot, and it got through Demko, and a good crash of the net by Tyranny's. Puck got through Demko before Tyranny's crashed the net, but RPI doing exactly what they need to do right now, and they have the 1-0 lead to show for it.
Yeah, so you can see Tyrannese and, the puck went through. Basically, Tyrannese and Santini were kind of tied up in the zone as the shot was taken, and the puck kind of went through them as well. And I think that's why Demko had trouble seeing it. Yeah, it went right underneath their legs, so Demko didn't see it clearly, and it beat him.
Yeah, and that's what happens. That's what happens when you just put the puck on the net and you take your chances. So 14, we'll be back here in about couple minutes for the second intermission. Score after two periods of play is RPI 1, BC 0. You're listening to live coverage of Engineer Hockey at 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy.
a Junior Engineer Kids Club member, experience the exciting world of RPI athletics. Kids Club member benefits include birthday parties, meet and greets, and full RPI athletics access. Log into rpiathletics.com for more information. What are you doing next summer? RPI offers credit courses, customized programs, summer enrichment programs, and sports camps. Visit the Summer at Rensselaer website at summer.rpi.edu. See what we have for you. And we invite you to grab your skates after the game and stick around.
From Stewart Shops. They're experts at making ice cream. It's where all this began. And now they're making delicious award-winning gelato too. Milk chocolate, blackberry, and the salty caramel, which won first place at the World Dairy Expo. But they're all delicioso. Ciao. Oh, I can't wait.
Hey fans, grab your skates and stick around after the game. Skate with your engineers. Stay and meet your favorite engineer following today's game.
I guess Maddie talked back to coach.
In all the sports, it's the purest form of the student athlete. Kids today want real good education. It really combines the best in college athletics. This league is founded on history and tradition. CAC hockey is great for tradition, survival, work ethic has to be there, that tenacity. We're playing at the highest level in the country.
We have 12 outstanding institutions.
We had the best conference in the country last year.
We're the best league in the country. It's been always just incredible. I don't think there's a better league in the nation.
Those of you listening out on the World Wide Web, and even if you're not listening on the World Wide Web, if you can't get to a radio, You can listen on the World Wide Web. Just go to www.wrpi.org, and you can hear our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So long as WRPI is broadcasting, we will provide the broadcast on our internet feed. Once again, it is www.wrpi.org.
There's the buzzer. Teams are out on the ice. It'll be Boston College left to right, RPI right to left across your radio dial in period number 3. Engineers lead BC 1-0 as this period starts. BC wins the faceoff. It is back. Santini sends it cross ice. Eagles at the blue line. Santini takes it again along the near ice side, but BC's offside.
BC is offside. That was obvious as there was a Boston College forward waiting to get the puck, and right off the faceoff, he just drifted into the zone. 19:50 left to play in the third, 1-0 RPI.
Faceoff will be opposite side of the ice in front of the BC bench. Back to Santini. Looking down ice, and is this icing? No, can't be icing. BC won was the first person to the faceoff dot. So on some clean ice, very noticeable clean ice out there. The puck goes to the far ice boards. Swung to the near side. Wilson has to go back behind the RPI net, looking to gain possession. Still underneath him. Eagles dig it out. Eagles to the far side. Doherty sends it off the boards, around to the near side. Callan. Eagles far side. Doherty, face-off circle, sends it through the top of the crease. Nobody there for BC, or at least nobody there who could touch it. RPI loses the puck into their own bench in the neutral zone, and there'll be a neutralized face-off.
19:12 left to play in the third, 1-0 RPI over BC. That girl is lucky there was glass there. She was walking back to her seat and didn't even see the puck, and just hit the glass in the back of the bench. It could have been terrible.
If you're curious, not a full house here for a Sunday afternoon game in Troy. It's tough when you're up against the NFL. Engineers after the face-off, ice the puck. There'll be a face-off back in the RPI zone.
Yeah, 19:03 left to play in the third, 1-0 RPI over BC. Again, third period just starting, and we've had an offsides, an icing, and an out of play so far. So
uneventful third period to this point. Bubella on the face-off against White to the right of Kasdorf. Back to BC's blue liners. Face-off circle shot, and that deflects, goes out of play. And this period's never going to end at this rate.
No, if they're going to be stopping every 5 seconds. 18:57 left to play in the third. 1-0 RPI.
Bubella against White again on the face-off. They go a little bit early. They don't drop. Okay, finally they drop the puck. BC feeds it back top of the face-off circle to the far point. Eagles back out to the Casey Fitzgerald at the point. Now into the center slot. Turnaround shot misses the net. That was from Ryan Fitzgerald. BC along the half boards. Back out to the point. White sends it down low. Intercepted by RPI. RPI breaks the other way. Liljegren has it. Liljegren takes a shot, and Demko makes the save. Puck to the near ice boards. Engineers can't keep it in the zone. Orville stops it. Orville goes back the other way. Has Bubella going towards net. Backhands it, looking for Bubella. Penalty coming up, and BC is going off ice on the penalty.
It's going to be a penalty upcoming on BC. Victor Liljegren, it's going to be an elbow. Victor Liljegren trying to put a little head fake on Thatcher Demko on that 3-on-1, but Demko didn't fall for it as Liljegren was the shooter. And Demko did a great job not falling for it and keeping his ground. 18:15 left to play in the third. 1-0 RPI leads BC, and RPI goes on their fourth power play of the game.
They are 0 for 3. Goal was scored even strength, not on the power play. I'm right about that, aren't I?
Yes.
Okay. Boston College wins the face-off to the left of Demko, and the puck goes into the neutral zone. Wilson feeds it up ice, gets it back again. Wilson blue line, red line, cross ice pass, broken up by BC. Puck goes loose into the BC zone. Now the Eagles take it, and they're able to sling it around the boards and all the way down ice. 1:35 to go here on the power play for RPI. 17:45 to go in the period. Third period, 1-0 RPI leads. Tierney gets to the red line, drives the puck in. Bubella feeds it back to the point. Bell has to race over there. Back to Bubella along the half boards. Bubella waiting, feeds it back center point. shot, misses the net. That was a Wilson shot. To the far point for Bell. Along the half boards. Tyrannies winds up, nope, doesn't take the shot. Bell near side, waits, takes a shot, that hits a skate, doesn't make it in on net. Bell pinches down, gets to the puck, falls down in the corner. Somebody in the crowd really wanted a power play or a penalty, didn't get it. BC the other way, into the RPI zone. Sanford ties it up in the face-off circle, loses possession. RPI now has it. 50 seconds to go in the power play for the Engineers. 3-on-2 going into the zone. Orley, near side, shot!
Bourbonnais second of the game, and that was a slow developing 3-on-2 as BC was changing behind the play, and the players on the bench tried to get into the play, but Bourbonnais just pulled the old switch and go. Only he didn't go, he just stayed behind, and he made himself wide open and just puts it roof against Demko. 16:58 left to play in the third period. 2-0 RPI leads BC. And interesting development here in the third period as RPI scores their first power play goal of the game. As Bourbonnais did a great job getting open, and finding him was Bradley Bell.
Santini on D out front may have blocked Demko from clearly seeing that, because Santini was right in front when Bourbonnais took that shot. Back to five-a-side here at the Fieldhouse as RPI scored on the power play. 2-0 Engineers lead. Crossing the blue line was Schrader with the puck. Loses it to the far corner. Now takes his man out. Got the puck back on his stick again briefly. And turns it over to BC. Eagles, blue line, up ahead. Dudek into the RPI zone. Back to the point for Santini. Down low. Brown along the boards. Looking for Dudek. Puck's in the corner, taken by the Engineers. Reno has it behind the net. Around to the near ice side. Schrader has it on his stick. Can he get it past BC? No. Back to Bradley. Little over 16 to go here in the third. 2-0 RPI leads. Liljegren at the blue line. Liljegren retreats back to his own zone. Now into the neutral zone. Bubella, he gets hit off the play. BC turns around. They'll turn it right over to RPI. Engineers back the other way. Cross ice pass. Goes out to Liljegren at the point. He takes a shot that goes high and over the net. RPI switching up some personnel behind. BC controls in the Eagle zone. Boston College, neutral zone. Tipped off an Engineer stick. That was Bubella who broke up the pass. He gets the puck to the neutral zone. Turns it over, though, to Boston College. Into the zone. Jake tries to send it in towards the net. Goes to the face-off circle. Tied up, and RPI is going to get called for a penalty here. And it looks like interference.
Yeah, it's going to go against Milos Bubella on the hook. Yeah, Milos Bubella on the hook, and he was just wondering what he did. But like that play in the first period, the guy had his stick in the chest, and he just went, and this time he got called for it. 15:22 left to play in the third. 2-0 RPI over BC. Scoring on that goal was Bourbonnais from Tyrannies and Wilson.
Face off to the left of Kasdorf. Won by the Engineers, and still send a line drive down ice. Demko watches it go off the backboards as RPI is starting to kill off the fourth BC power play. 2-0 RPI leads. Front of the RPI bench, brought across the blue line. Bracco behind the net. Gets hit off the puck. Prapavesis had it, couldn't get it out past the point man. Engineers got a stick on it, briefly stopped BC from having it. Now the Eagles control again. Cross ice, dangerous play just outside the crease. A shot by Sanford goes over the net. RPI tipped the puck in the crease. The D tipped it. Kasdorf didn't get a chance to play it. Always a dangerous play when you do that. BC still controlling on this power play as they have 1:15 left in it. Back to the blue line. There, Precaution takes a shot. That deflects, goes off the glass. Back behind the net. BC swings it around. Doherty on the near side. In the face-off circle. Out into the middle for McCaution. Back to Doherty. Face-off circle. Down low. Off an Engineer stick. Through the crease. And they can't make the connection on the far side to Bracco. RPI gets it and clears it down ice. 50 seconds left in the power play for BC. 14:10 to go here in the third. 2-0 RPI leads. BC dumps the puck in. Jake sent it in. Cleared out by RPI and all the way down ice. That is actually Tuck who sent it in. Casey Fitzgerald starts to rush up ice as there's 30 seconds left on this power play for BC. White in the neutral zone. BC crosses the blue line. Ryan Fitzgerald takes the puck into the near corner. Fitzgerald back to the half boards. Fitzgerald retreats. He's at center point. His shot deflects off a stick, and it comes around to the near ice side. A trip in the corner that will not be called. Power play's about to expire here in 5 seconds as the puck goes across the blue line on the far side. RPI applying pressure. Rubella trying to follow this up. BC able to keep the puck away from RPI, but we're back to 5-a-side here at the Fieldhouse. 13:15 to go in the third. 2-0 RPI on top. Engineers, after some neutral zone miscues, they'll have the puck in their zone. Down ice in front of their bench. Tyrannese couldn't play it. BC has it. They cross the blue line into the RPI zone with numbers. Right out front, shot off Kasdorf and off the glass back behind the play. BC getting some numbers out front, and Ryan Fitzgerald with the shot. Puck's at the near point, kept in by Santini. It goes off the back glass. Parker Reno whiffs trying to clear this one out. Puck's in the near corner. Power play coming up for BC. Delayed penalty against RPI. Reno can't touch up. BC sends it back out to the point. 6 skaters on there for the Eagles. Shot hits off an Engineer, loose in the crease. RPI touched it, and that'll be it. 12:32 to go here in the third. BC gets another power play.
Shots right now 30-22 in favor of BC, but RPI leading where it counts on the scoreboard, 2-0. 12:32 left to play in the third, and just as one power play expires, RPI goes into the box yet again, as going to the penalty box will be Jared Wilson. He receives 2 minutes for slashing.
Face off to the left of Kasdorf. Puck's drop, stays in the circle. RPI tried to feed it back to the corner, couldn't. Callan got in the way. BC's going to have it. Far side, Doherty. BC works it to the half boards, loose in front, and the tip goes high and over the net. I mean, that was a tip right out front, and it was tipped high by Callan. Callan gets it back behind the net to Doherty at the far point. Near side for McCaution. Back to Doherty. His shot is tipped by the Engineers, and that goes out of play. Face off in the zone.
So 12:09 left to play in the third. A very before and after the RPI goal, it was uneventful. We'll say that. The RPI goal sort of made this crowd excited a little bit. 12:09 left to play in the third. 2-0 RPI.
Face off to the right of Kasdorf. Cangelosi wins it for BC. Back to Doherty at the point. To Cangelosi along the half boards, far side. Back to Doherty at the point. BC trying to collapse the box. Engineer without a stick. Only 3 Engineers have sticks right now. Somebody lost his. BC to the stop of the near face-off circle. McCaution back to Doherty. McCaution, he takes a shot. That's blocked. Engineers get it, swing it, and knock it out of there. Schrader lost his stick, didn't break it, just lost it.
No, actually, Prapor-Vesas lost it. Schrader gave his to Prapor-Vesas.
Okay, Schrader picked up the stick and ended up going back to the bench. BC, a little over a minute left in this power play. They'll pull it into the zone on the near side. Tuck along the half boards. Back out to Doherty at the point. He moves to center point. Down low, just outside the crease, score by BC. They got Sanford down low and another man on the other side. RPI's D there, not so good. BC's on the board with the goal.
No, BC found a way to crack the RPI defense, and Jason Kasdorf, 11:24 left to play in the third. BC on the board with the power play goal. They still trail this one 2-1 as Riley Bourbonnais has 2 goals for the Engineers, but 11:24, plenty of time left for. So, yeah, he just put it right in between Kasdorf's legs in the back of the net.
Bracco was on the other side, so Bracco and Sanford both got behind RPI and were on opposite sides of the net for that play. It was pretty much an impossible situation if you're a goaltender. You're going to get beat one way or the other. And BC, with possession in the RPI zone once again, fed it into the slot, but the pass couldn't be settled, and RPI is able to clear it out. A little over 11 to go here in the third. RPI 2, BC 1. Boston College will turn it over to RPI and then steal it right back again in the zone as Melanson couldn't handle the puck. RPI knocks it out of the zone back to the neutral zone. Shot in from the neutral zone by Bradley is gloved down by Demko. BC, neutral zone, backhander into the RPI zone by Tuck. BC's changing up all their on-ice personnel. RPI, Wilson, off the boards, goes across the blue line. Engineers are in. Lozier near side, his shot. Demko takes it in the gut and holds on to it.
getting a little jigrin, putting the shot in, and Demko holding on to prevent any rebounds. RPI has the 1-goal lead after BC's power play goal. 10:28 left to play in the third. 2-1 RPI on top.
Face off to the right of Demko. Fulton will take this against Brown. Nope. Let's call this Lojegran against Dudek. Won by the Engineers, back to Bell. Bell swings the puck around. He didn't have anywhere to pass it along the blue line. Fulton behind the net. He gets hit. Casey Fitzgerald takes the puck. Far side, Brown couldn't get it out. Shot goes in on net. Demko has to make the save. Fulton along the near half boards. Into the corner. Engineers can't get to the puck in time. Cleared out of there by Dudek. Stopped by Hampton near his own blue line. Exactly 10 to go. Whoa, see, I spoke too soon. 10:01 to go in the third. 2-1 RPI on top. Puck out of play.
Yeah, that puck was actually fired back in. RPI was going to clear the zone and just went into the BC bench. And it's going to be a neutral zone faceoff.
Right at center ice for the faceoff as RPI wins it. Bradley playing back and forth with Prapavesis to Bourbonnais, who's got the 2 goals for RPI today. Ahead for Gillespie. He's out there with Schrader. Far ice boards. Bourbonnais at the half boards to Gillespie in the corner. Sends it off the bottom of the net. Rebounds out to the faceoff circle. Engineers prevented from going out right now. BC has to go back and get it. Doherty on the far side. Neutral zone. Off Schrader's stick. Off a skate of BC. Eagles trying to move towards the net. They actually do. White goes into the crease, gets back out of there again, but the Eagles couldn't move it in out front. Now RPI, Gillespie was looking for a break, gets it up to Schrader, who crosses the blue line, but they'll all retreat and go back for a change. BC has the puck. 9:10 to go here in the third. 2-1 BC lead. RPI leads over BC. Got to get that right. BC's into the RPI zone. Back to the blue line. Shot saved by Kasdorf. Sticks it over to the side. That shot came from center point. Engineers have it behind the net. Near ice boards. RPI looking for Wilson. Misplays it. Puck's out of the zone. BC plays it as when it goes back in. They're offside.
Yeah, puck just barely got out of the zone. 8:53 left to play in the third. 2-1 RPI leads over BC, 32-24 shots in favor of the Eagles. Jason Kasdorf did a great job. RPI only had one defensive breakdown. Hopefully, if you're an Engineer fan, that's all you have, and that resulted in a BC goal.
That one was on the power play for the Eagles. Halved RPI's 2-goal lead. Engineers win this faceoff in the neutral zone. Down ice, into the corner, near side. Eagles dig it out. Into the faceoff circle. Cownan had it, lost it. RPI, Tyrannies tried a cross-ice pass that got deflected, and BC knocks the puck out of the zone. They pull it back in as they send the puck back to their D. 8:25 to go in the third. RPI up by 1. Dumped in by the Eagles. Reno behind the RPI net. Gets to the puck. Wilson over to the far ice side. Jake Wood. Wood in front of the Eagles bench. Backhands the puck in. RPI switching behind all this. Demko plays the puck, goes to the far side, stopped by Hampton. He tried to send it down low, kind of shanked that one. RPI does keep it in though. Bubella sends it in towards the net. Jake Wood had it on the wrong side of his stick. He's face-off circle, shot off Demko's shoulder, pops up into the air, goes down in the far face-off circle. Now BC gets it, they clear. Hampton pulls it out of the air in the neutral zone. Engineers touch up and dump it back in again. Bell sends it in, rebound goes right out into the slot. Well, Demko went behind the net, but RPI couldn't get there in time. The D for Boston College cleared the puck. Now down ice. This should be icing against Boston College. It is.
Yeah, I don't think RPI thought the puck was going to take that out of bounds either. They didn't really seem to go after it with any sense of urgency. Only until they found out that the empty net was wide open and the puck took an odd bounce did they really seem to go after it. But unfortunately for them, the BC defense was right there. 7:39 left to play in the third. 2-1 RPI.
Schrader against Sanford to the left of Demko on the faceoff, won by the Engineers. The far ice side, Prapavesis takes the puck into the corner. Back to the half boards for Bourbonnais. He has to kick it into the corner for Schrader. He looks up, looking for Gillespie on the near side. Too much oomph on that, and it goes into the neutral zone. Bracco takes it for BC into the RPI zone, sticks it behind the net. Eagles trying to centering pass. It's loose off to the side of the net, into the crease, and taken by RPI, and it's moved out of there by Prapavesis. Back to the BC zone. Eagles trailing by 1. 7:05 to go here in the third. Eagles feed it back to McCaution. Then it gets dumped up in the air right past the RPI bench. Nobody there on the other side but the Engineers. RPI sends it down ice. BC has to play this. McCaution has to go for it. No icing. Dumped the other way. Touched on the wrong side by BC. Wrong side of the red line, but they will wave off icing and RPI has to play the puck. Tyrannies feeds it back to his D. Over to the far ice side. That's Wilson into the zone for RPI. He gets hit off the play. BC to the near side. It deflects and goes to the half board. Still in the zone. Taken by Gilmore. He sends the puck down ice. Racing after it is Ryan Fitzgerald. He goes into the corner with the puck for BC. This is all to the left of Kasdorf right now. BC passes behind the net. Far ice side, they have the puck in the far corner. 6:10 to go here in the third. RPI up by 1. Now behind the net for Ryan Fitzgerald. Waiting. Goes to the side of the net, goes off Kasdorf, loose in the slot, and then cleared out by RPI. BC gets back to their zone first. Pass up ice is tipped ahead on the correct side of the red line. No icing. Puck comes over to the near ice side. Prapavesis tries to get it around the boards. Gets at least up to the blue line off a deflection. And the other way, Orville has it. Orville takes a shot, misses. Puck still loose. He's got it in the far face-off circle. Turns around, takes a shot. Demko makes a save. And then BC clears it down ice. Engineers have it at their blue line. Prapavesis dumps it to the BC blue line. They'll dump it back the other way. Eagles are going after this puck in the corner. Cangelosi sends it into the slot. Shot. I have no idea how that ended up in the corner. It went off somebody, goes into the corner from the slot. At center point, the Eagle, Boston College Eagle falls down. That was Miles Wood falling down there, but the Eagles still have possession in the RPI zone. Face-off circle, one-timer gets deflected. To the far side, RPI swings at it. The puck gets knocked down ice, and this will be icing. No, they'll wave this off. Demko has to play it as the goaltender. No icing against RPI. Back to the blue line for the Engineers. As it gets tipped by BC, back to the RPI D. Under 5 to go here in the third. RPI up 2-1 against Boston College. Engineers clear. Schrader, red line, blue line, takes a shot and goes off Demko and off the side of the net into the near corner. Engineers, Gillespie fed it back to the point, but tough to see if it was bouncing or what. Wilson was not able to keep it into the zone. Engineers dump it in again. Big hit, knocks an Eagle down, but now the other way. Tuck takes a shot, and that misses. That goes high and over. BC still with control. They tried to send it down low for Bracco. He can't get to the puck in time. RPI is going to clear it down nice. This one should be icing against RPI. It is.
Yeah, long stretch without a whistle there for both teams, and it just benefits RPI as RPI has the 2-1 lead. But I thought that chance by Orville was going to be beneficial, that he actually missed the puck. That drew Demko out of the net. We're going to get a timeout here, RPI.
Timeout, RPI.
RPI with the icing call, so you want a timeout so you can switch up and do whatever you want. And otherwise, the same group of guys have to be out there right away for the face-off. So we got a timeout here in Troy. 4:14 to go here in the third. RPI 2, BC 1.
Yeah, this is a good timeout taken by Seth Appert, so he can change up his guys and keep them fresh. Like I said, a long stretch with no whistles, and RPI was very winded. The majority of the time was spent in RPI zones, but really nothing too dangerous that Kasdorf and the defense couldn't handle. Few loose pucks, but Kasdorf's right there. They had a little minor breakaway, BC did, and Kasdorf did a good job deflecting that one up over him. 4:14 remain in the third. RPI 2, BC 1. Riley Bourbonnais with an even strength goal at the tail end of the second period and a power play goal midway through the third.
We'll be back to action shortly. RPI getting their team out there. BC puts White in the face-off circle. RPI, anybody going to go into the face-off circle? Bubella will finally be the guy going there. Puck's dropped. BC wins it. Along the boards. Centering pass, shot, and saved by Kasdorf. It deflected, went to the far side. Shot from the face-off circle was saved by Kasdorf. BC keeps it in the zone. Eagles with a great opportunity. Now back out to center point. Shot from center point by McCoshen is blocked, and puck comes over to the near ice side. Kept in the zone. BC, Ryan Fitzgerald going for it behind the net. Tries to kick it around. BC, Gilmore. Pass to Ryan Fitzgerald over to the far ice side. Now BC near side. McCoshen has it. McCoshen into the corner. Gets it to Gilmore. Gilmore goes up along the half boards. 3:35 to go here in the third. RPI up by 1. Back to McCoshen. He takes a shot, and that's saved by Kasdorf. Puck goes over to the far side. Block that one away. On the far side, Casey Fitzgerald sent it down low. BC retreats back to the point. RPI can't get possession out there. Looks almost like a power play, but it's not. We're 5 aside. BC over to the near ice side. White tried to dump it down low. Finally, RPI is able to get the puck into the neutral zone. BC has to pull out of the zone. 3:05 to go. They dump it in again, but it's stopped by Bubella, and Bubella gets it out to the neutral zone. Touched up ahead by Wilson. BC has to go back to their own zone. Under 3 to play here in the third. RPI 2, BC 1. Blue line, red line. Wood for BC had the puck stolen by Melanson. Melanson goes the other way. Melanson left wing boards, takes a shot. Demko makes the save, gets his own rebound, and covers it up with 2:44 to go.
2:44 remains in the third. RPI leads 2-1 over BC. As Melanson took the shot, Demko covered up. He did drop the puck, but it went straight down in front of him. I actually think that shot hit the pipe. It sounded to me like it hit the post. Maybe Kasdorf got a piece, pushed it into the net, put into the post, but either way, RPI avoids a goal for BC.
Face-off in the BC zone, won by RPI, and they'll keep it in the zone for a little bit longer. It goes back out to the far point, out of the zone, dumped back in. RPI avoids an offsides here. Doherty on the near side for BC, gets to the red line. Doherty cross-ice pass into the zone. BC trying to move this one around the net, coming around to the near ice side, loose just outside the crease, but the D for RPI gets there first. Kalnin has an engineer that was Tyranny's goal down in front of him. Tyranny's was the one who cleared the puck away from the crease. Looking for a penalty. I don't know who, for which side or what, but no penalties will be called in that circumstance. Puck behind the RPI net. A little over 2 to go here in the third. RPI up by 1. Wilson tried to swing at the puck, couldn't get it out of there. Loose to the side, just outside the net, and Kasdorf can't get a stick on it. RPI is able to keep this one away from the crease. I don't think it ever crossed into the crease. Now it's loose. Nope, it was covered back behind the net, kind of, and there'll be a whistle, and play will stop.
They call a hand pass. Seth Apper clearly not happy with something. He's still arguing with Wheeler about that penalty. He thought that Tyranny's got tripped over there, and he's jawing at Scott Wheeler. 1:52 left to play in the third. 2-1 RPI over BC.
Face off to the right of Kasdorf. Call this one a BC win, as ultimately Gaudreau has possession. Back out to the blue line. Engineers interceptor, deflect the pass and clear it down the other way. Gillespie racing after this. Demko gets there first. Gillespie now has it behind the net. He's going to try to tie it up and kill some time. Minute and a half to go here in the third. RPI up by 1. Pass deflected in the neutral zone. RPI not aggressive. They'll retreat. Allow BC to bring this one across the line. Near side, through the crease, and nope, doesn't go through the crease. Loose on the side of the net, and finally we get a whistle as Kasdorf gloved that. I don't know how. Gloves it with 1:20 to go.
Yeah, Kasdorf gloves it down. I'm keeping an eye on Thatcher Demko, who's out in between the face-off circles for BC. 1:20 left to play in the third. RPI on top of BC 2-1. 35-28 in favor of Boston College. We're going to get a whistle, timeout, Boston College. So Jerry York wants to go over some plays. Got to imagine Demko's going to not return to the net with a face-off in the RPI zone.
Just a reminder, you are listening to WRPI Troy with Engineer Hockey from the Houston Fieldhouse. Kirk Sut, Ed DeGarian on the call for you. Timeout Boston College with 1:20 to go in the third period. RPI leading BC 2-1.
RPI really has played a complete game so far. Offensively, defensively, and physically, they have really out-hit BC. I know there's no official stats kept for that, but RPI really did a good job keeping BC and knocking them to the ice and getting them out of the way. They did it legally, too. There hasn't been a lot of interference calls and a lot of dirty hit calls, but RPI doing a great job with that. Also with the block shots, RPI defense doing a good job with block shots. I know at the end of the second period it was RPI had blocked 27 of them. Now RPI is up to 41 in the block shot department, which is an unbelievable number, which really selfless of your defense.
6 skaters out there for BC as they trail by 1. Face off to the left of Kasdorf. White on the face off against Tyrannies. And Tyrannies is getting kicked out of the face-off circle. White ended up taking a tumble.
Well, White was all over Tyrannies when hitting him, and I think Tyrannies just got a little bit upset with him.
Bubella comes in to take the face-off, goes to the boards. Engineers behind the net. Bubella had it, lost it. BC trying to feed this one out front. Loosens the slot. It goes back into the high slot, now to the half boards, back to the high slot. Fitzgerald, Casey Fitzgerald sends it over to Ryan Fitzgerald along the boards. Cross ice pass gets deflected. 1 minute to go. Back behind the net. BC in control. Near side, Ryan Fitzgerald. Down into the corner. Gets it back again. Face-off circle. He takes a shot that hits an Engineer D, and they'll send it off the glass. Can they get it out of the zone? Yes. It goes out of the zone in front of the RPI bench. 45 seconds left in the third period. BC crosses the blue line again. On the far side, a shot hits off an Engineer, goes into the far corner. More block shots than you can imagine here today. BC still in possession. They'll get to Ryan Fitzgerald, top of the near face-off circle. Along the board, sends the puck into the corner. Now behind the net. Gilmore goes over to the far ice side. BC to McCaution. Back to Ryan Fitzgerald. Down low. RPI deflects the pass in the face-off circle. Engineers try to feed it out. Can't. McCaution has it to the far side. Weak shot. Goes down low. Taken by Gilmore. Gilmore sends it cross ice to the near side. 10 seconds to go in the period. 2-1 RPI leads. Down into the corner. BC can't get a shot off. Through the crease. 5 seconds to go. Over on the far side. Casey Fitzgerald. Face-off circle. Hits an Engineer. And then BC 2-1.
Solid game by RPI all the way around, offensively, defensively, physically. The only thing I have to say, down they had 1 minute and 20 seconds left. They only cleared the zone once. They got to realize they're on the same team. It doesn't matter who clears the puck. Just take it and send that thing down the ice, especially with a team like BC. But RPI, good, great, solid game. The crowd was behind them from the very first moment, from the very first puck drop back in the first period. And one thing I noticed, they didn't really panic. There was really no panic set in. RPI, they looked calm. They looked like they were confident. And that's very good for the future for your defense.
Yeah, that was a rough 120 at the end of the game.
Yes, yes, it was.
BC gave them everything they had for that 120, and really it came down to, again, blocking shots. Right, BC was having a lot of trouble finding places to shoot. They were just Engineers willing to throw their bodies in front of anything that was coming towards them, and it was very tough for BC to find some shooting lanes.
Yeah, I know Seth Happer says that a lot about his team, that he wants a team that's going to be selfless in front of the net, that's willing to block the shots, that's willing to put your body down, to even break up a 2-on-1 or an odd man rush, and that's exactly what we saw today. So RPI goes to 1-1 on the season. A great game here against the #1 team in the country. RPI is in good shape. If Jason Kasdorf performs this way all year long, it's going to be a great season for the Engineers. And BC is still BC. They're going to be good. They're going to get better. It looked like, on paper, you thought they were the better team. You're here in the building. They were not clearly the better team, but at times they showed why they were the #1 team in the country. But RPI just played their game, and we said it going on to the year. If they played their game, they might shock some people, and that's exactly what they did here today.
They withheld the early pressure. After that, played what they had to do. I mean, they couldn't play the BC style game. They just simply couldn't do that. They're not the team to do that. They had to play their game all the way through. You mentioned they didn't panic. Didn't panic throughout the game. There was never a time when there's been times you watch the Engineers play, they get their heads down. Things aren't going their way. That never happened. Part of that's because they never trailed. Usually when that happens is when RPI falls behind. They didn't fall behind today. They scored first, they scored second, BC scored third, and that was it. Okay, so they never got into that position. But you never saw them with their heads down. They fought all the way through. They did a lot of the little things right. I mean, if you're going to beat BC, if you're going to beat the #1 team in the country, you got to do all the little things right. And they did the little things right.
Yeah.
And that's what counts. There were times when you could see why BC is the #1 team in the nation. You could clearly see that at times. but RPI was able to fight back during those stretches. The last 120, that's a lot of possession for 120. Even though you got 6 skaters versus 5, still, there's a lot of possession out there and only clearing that puck once. I mean, clearly that was a talented team keeping the puck in the zone, but they couldn't find the shooting lanes.
Yeah, and again, I think it was because, they cleared the puck once, but I think it was because, too, they got to realize they're on the same team. They're trying to get the same goal. It doesn't matter who clears the puck out of the net. Just get it out. Don't try to be the hero, especially at the end, because you could make a mistake, and that time they didn't. But in the future, if that happens again, what they got to do is just get that puck out of the net and shoot it out of the zone to prevent anything from happening. But like you said, they did the little thing. And conversely, you mentioned not getting their heads out. I saw it on the BC bench after the second Bourbonnais goal for RPI. I saw the bench visibly, the air went out of their stomachs a little bit. Like BC was exasperated, they were frustrated.
Frustrated is a good word.
Yes, they got the goal back, but they were unable to get anything else after that. So
it's a happy day for Engineer fans, especially those leaving the field house today, as a lot of them will be getting home for the second half of the NFL today. We probably had some people saying, well, I'm not going to come to the game for the
Or in
NFL.
my case, the Giants are on tonight, so I didn't miss anything.
Jets have a bye week this week, so
well, even better.
So I didn't have to worry about anything this week, so that's good. So let's run you down the scoring in today's game before Ed picks his offensive and defensive engineers of the game. No scoring in the first period. Second period, it was Riley Bourbonnais, his first of the season. Assists go to Parker Reno and Evan Tyranese. That was at 19-14 of the second, put RPI up 1-0. That was the score after 2. In the third, Riley Bourbonnais on the power play, 3:02 into the third period. Tyranese and Wilson on the assists, made it 2-0 RPI. BC would get that back at 8:56 of the third. Sanford scoring from Doherty and Tuck on the power play to make it 2-1, and that would be it. All the scoring today, those 3 goals. It would be a final here as RPI defeated BC by a score of 2-1. BC outshot RPI 37-28. That means Kasdorf made 36 saves in net for RPI, picking up the win. Demko made 26 saves for BC, taking the loss. Power plays, RPI 1 for 4, BC 1 for 5 in today's game. You know what? Not a lot of penalties. I mean, there were 9 penalties. There were no matching penalties. There were no fights. It was generally a pretty clean game going all the way through. So, I mean, 1 for 4 for RPI, 1 for 5 on the power play for BC. RPI evens up their record 1-1 on the season before they head out to Alaska for games on Friday and Saturday. And BC, their record also evens up 1-1 on the season. Engineers of the game.
Actually, it may seem obvious, and I'm going to pick the obvious people for the engineers of the game, but I really got to give honorable mention to the entire RPI defense, blocking shots, clearing out the rebounds, but my engineer of the game defensively is going to go to Jason Kasdorf. He was there when the engineers needed him to be. He was a really, really stellar goaltender today, RPI. I know Seth Epper thinks the world of Jason Kasdorf and thinks he's the best goalie in college hockey. And today, he really proved that to the rest of the college hockey world and say, hey, Thatcher Demko is maybe the goaltender of the #1 team in the country, but hey, I'm going to open up a few eyes here today. And that's exactly what he did. I know there was a lot of NHL scouts in the building today. I saw them all walking up in the beginning. And Jason Kasdorf is the draft pick of the Buffalo Sabres, but you got to wonder if they've been talking to the Buffalo representative to try to get any deals going for him. But he opened up a lot of eyes today, maybe even throughout the nation if you're looking at this and you're watching the game. And offensively, I'm going to give to Riley Bourbonnais 2 goals today. The first one he just got by putting the puck on the goaltender, and Demko made a mistake, and Demko did exactly that. The second goal that he got was a result of a great play. He single-handedly made the 3-on-2. IBC was on a line change. He got himself open, and he just roofed it over Thatcher Demko. But give a hand to the entire RPI offensive unit. RPI has found a gem with Jesper Ahlvall. He really showed that he could be a player for the Engineer in the future, not only this season, but in his entire 3 seasons. Hopefully for the Engineers, 3 seasons in the future, the freshman Ahlvall for RPI. But Bourbonnais and Kasdorf, my Engineers of the game. So before we get off the air, we'd like to say a few thank yous. First, we'd like to thank the Rensselaer Union, which provides the funding for WRPI and all club-related activity of the Institute, including WRPI's coverage of of RPI men's and women's ice hockey, football, and baseball. We'd also like to thank you for listening out on the World Wide Web or on 91.5. If you can't get to a radio and you're in front of a computer, point your browser to www.wrpi.org and you can hear our broadcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So long as we have something out on the air to broadcast, it will be on that feed. Once again, it is www.wrpi.org. We'd also like to thank back at the station Sean McLaughlin for getting us on the air and making sure we stayed there. And I'd like to remind you the next WRPI sports broadcast will be football.
Hockey. Friday night.
Hockey Friday night, then football Saturday, correct?
Yes, hockey Friday night. RPI goes out to Alaska for 2. So it'll be at Alaska 9:05 Friday against Alaska Anchorage. It's in Fairbanks. And then 11:05 Saturday against Alaska in Fairbanks. That's the Fairbanks, Alaska.
Right, and the next, those are the next men's hockey broadcast.
Men's hockey broadcast and football
football
Saturday.
sandwiched in between the two.
Yes, is Rochester at noon here in Troy.
On all 3 of those games will be, you can hear live on WRPI. But that will do it here from the Houston Fieldhouse in Troy, New York. The final score here is RPI 2, Boston College 1. You've been listening to live coverage of engineering hockey on 91.5 FM, WRPI Troy. Ed DeGuerin and Kurt Stark. We're on the call for you.